Buenos dias, everyone! Hey, welcome to my channel. Today's recipe is going to be a Mexican one. Can you tell? Today's recipe was inspired by my youngest son, who happens to just love Mexican food, burritos in particular. So he asked me to make a taco today, so that's what we're doing. And it's very similar to Taco Bell's Gordita recipe. That's where you have the flour tortilla with the melted cheese, and in the center of that we're going to place a crispy corn tortilla, and we're going to fill it with some Mexican ground beef and lettuce and sour cream and guacamole. And I tell you, it's really delicious. This is a great weeknight meal, guys. It's easy and quick to put together, and like I said, it tastes great. So I'm Rockin Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. All right, guys, let's go over our ingredients, and I can show you what's in this. First off, we have our ground beef. I'm using 100% grass-fed. I like that. My taco seasoning here. Now, I like to make my own. I have a video for you. I'll leave all the links for you down below in the description of this video, so be sure and check that out. But the taco seasoning here makes about almost 5 tablespoons, and you're going to want to use probably 2 to at the most 3 tablespoons per pound of ground beef. And I like to store mine after I make it. I put it into a leftover spice jar, and it's ready when I am. All right, here I've got some guacamole, and I'm going to pull off this cover here. I put some wax paper on top of it to keep it from oxidizing and turning brown. I have a video for you on how to make that as well. And if you don't have time to make guacamole, guys, and you want to still do this thing, you can just use sliced avocado. It works great. We'll need some shredded iceberg lettuce. I have a Mexican blend of cheese here. Use your favorite. I'm using, it's got cheddar and some Monterey Jack, etc. We'll need some butter. I have some tortillas. Now I want to show you something here on the tortillas, guys. I have corn and flour. So you want to go to the store and look for your flour and your corn that are similar in size. So look for that. And we'll need some oil to fry up the corn tortilla in. All right, we're going to start off by cooking up our ground beef. I'm going to put that in the pan, and I'm going to cook it by itself until it's all done so I can drain the grease, and then I'm going to add the spices. So if I put the spices in there before I drain the grease, then when I go to drain the grease, then I'm going to be draining out some of the flavor. So I drained the beef, and now I'm going to add about 2.5 tablespoons of the seasoning. And we're going to add a little bit of water to this so that all the seasonings can kind of blend up, and we'll just simmer this. You're going to add about, I'd say somewhere between, 1/3 and 1/2 cup of water. So we'll let that simmer. And now we're going to work on our corn tortilla. All right, guys, so here's my setup. I have a very small little frying pan here with the vegetable oil. I poured some in, and it's probably about 1/2 inch thick. You want it to be deep enough so that you can cook that tortilla in it. So guys, here I'm going to place just a little bit of butter onto my flat skillet. Not very much, guys, just a little bit. We just want a hint here. That's where our flour tortilla is going to go. We're going to set it right there, and then I'm going to place some cheese right on top of this. Nice little layer. I'm going to stay about 1/2 inch from the end of the tortilla so it doesn't get into the pan when it melts. Now, that's on very low heat. I don't want it to get super hot or cook really quick, so I'm going to let it sit there. And now we're going to fry up our corn tortilla. You can see that the oil is shimmering here. Make sure you keep your tortillas in their plastic bags, guys, so they don't dry out while you're waiting to cook. You're going to need some tongs for this. My oil's hot. You can see that it's shimmering and it bubbles up. Lay that tortilla in there, and then we're going to flip it over. Now, this is how we're going to make a taco out of this. I'm going to bend it over, and we're going to let it cook for a few minutes until it starts to form and hold its shape. But you want to hold it open so that you'll be able to get something in there when it's hard. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over on the other side so the other side can get cooked as well. I'm going to put my tongs inside. I'm going to push the bottom down, and I'm going to keep the top of it up so it holds its shape. And then every so often I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. We're going to cook this until it almost stops bubbling. It doesn't have to stop bubbling all the way, but you'll be able to tell it's going to get crispy. So you're going to want to hold it up to drain out that grease, and then I have a paper towel covered plate right over here. All right, guys, we're ready to plate these up. You're going to take your crispy shell, and you're going to place it right in there, and then we're going to add some ground beef. Next goes a little bit of lettuce. I like to put a little bit of sour cream. And then our fantastic guacamole. Push it right in there. We're going to take our flour tortilla and bring it up around this taco so that cheese is going to melt. So when you're cooking your flour tortillas here, we don't want to make them crispy. We want to keep them soft. And then I'll just plate this up. Ole everybody, that's how I make my version of the Taco Bell Gordita recipe. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed making it for you, and I know my son is gonna love eating it. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and click that button up there and you'll be notified every week when a new video comes out. If you guys have any questions for me or any comments, please leave them down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. And if you decide to make this recipe, take a picture of it. You can hashtag me, Rockin Robin Cooks, over on social media, and that way I'd get a chance to see what you guys are doing. So thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.